The problem is not stress. We're not going to eliminate stress completely. The problem is stress becoming cumulative.
My favorite quote to reconnect is, "It's the best."
If you want to know what the biggest obstacle is for people's brains, is stress.
Rise and shine, it's espresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Arianna Huffington. Also, if you want to learn from other successful women entrepreneurs, check out my 254 Girl Boss series. It's free. The link is in the description below.
When I'm not joyful, I look at what happened.
Neuroscience tells us that it takes less than 1 minute to course correct. The problem is not stress. We're not going to eliminate stress completely. The problem is stress becoming cumulative. So you have a stressful meeting, and then you go on to another thing and bring the stress with you. If you took 1 minute to take deep breaths, to look at something that helps you course correct, to be pictures of your kids. It could be a quote that you love. I have quotes that I love all around my office. My favorite is, "Live life as though everything is rigged in your favor."
I love that quote. I love that quote. I have been saying that quote for weeks now, telling everyone who will listen.
I have a few little quote cards laminated in my wallet. I'll give you a few when we go backstage.
Okay.
So in terms of vacation, what is most important is it's better to have a short vacation but really disconnect than a long vacation where you try to take phone calls and be on conference calls. You know, I was talking to Barry Summers. He's actually the head of private wealth globally at JP Morgan. And he said, I learned the hard way that if I'm on vacation and I think, yeah, I'm going to do this one conference call, what does it matter? The truth is, your whole mood and mode of behavior changes. You are suddenly back at work, you have to prep. Then after the call, you are thinking about it. So you're away from your vacation time with your family or your friends or whoever you are with. So I think it's better to at least have a few days when you can really disconnect. And we have an app for that, as you would expect.
Yes.
It's called Thrive Away. and if you are on vacation and I email you, I'll get an email back that says, Jodi's on vacation until such and such a day. If this is urgent, please contact so-and-so. If it is not, email her after that date. This email will be deleted.
That is
hardcore, but important, because if it's, the whole point is that you are going to have a vacation. It can be 2 days or 2 weeks. You decide what you can handle. But during that period, you are going to have 0 emails in your inbox. When was the last time you had 0 emails in your inbox?
I think it was the day I started my job. Approximately 7 years ago.
Exactly.
Yes.
So the point is that if you don't do that and you have that, excuse me, stupid out-of-office email, what happens with that? How often do you get an out-of-office email and 2 minutes later you get an email from that person? You know, it doesn't really mean anything. And we need to kind of have that real disconnect in order to reconnect and be recharged. And we all know that really the best things we bring to work are our creativity, our great ideas, our problem solving, our ability to collaborate. And these are the first things that are sacrificed when we are burnt out, right?
So true.
My favorite quote to reconnect is, "It's the best." I'm not so worried about emails and vacation. I honestly think if you're waiting for that vacation to reconnect, then your life is broken and you need to fix it. I'm much more concerned about what are you doing on a daily, on a weekly basis. When problems and stress come up in your life, how do you react to them? And my favorite way to quickly reconnect to myself, and it takes about a minute, maybe a little bit less, is say it's the best. I take whatever that negative situation is in front of me, whatever I want to complain about, whatever seems so bad and negative and daunting and overwhelming and like sucks, like why is this happening to me? And I flip it and say, this is the best. This is my chance to prove to myself and the world what I'm made of. And so I look at me breaking my neck. I went on a tour. We did 90 days across 23 cities in the US. And 2/3 of the way through, with a month left, I broke my neck in Denver. I fainted, fell out of a chair, hit my head against a wall and broke 2 spots in my neck, compressed my spine, and had a concussion, 3 staples on my head. It hurt like crazy. And I had to decide, what do I do? You know, already I was doing a crazy tour. It's 3 months. It's longer than rock bands go on tours. And I wanted to finish my tour. But my neck was broken. I had a concussion. I could barely speak. I couldn't hold conversations. And I decided this is going to be the best. Instead of complaining, instead of being negative, instead of throwing in the towel, I said, this is the best. If I can get through this, holy cow, what do you think I can get through? To myself, not publicly, not bragging, to myself. Like if I can get through this thing of finishing my tour with my neck broken, that's crazy. I'd be so proud of myself, and I want to do things that make myself proud, just like you. I think you should do the things that make yourself proud. And so when you're on the verge of quitting something, ask yourself, how can I make myself proud? What do I need to do? It's not necessarily about winning. You know, some of my speeches, my events after my broken neck, they weren't as high energy. They may not be as good as the ones before, but I kept going, and I'm really proud of myself for doing it because I said it's the best. When you reframe that, when you reposition it, when you take something negative that feels overwhelming and impossible, that feels like you're never going to break it through, and turn it to it's the best, what it does is put you in a position of resourcefulness. Because when it's negative and all-consuming, you can't do anything. You can't take any action. All you can be is depressed and wallow and upset and angry. But that doesn't make your life or the people around you any better. But as soon as you say this is the best, it forces you to be creative. It forces you into a position of positivity and optimism, which allows you to be able to come up with creative solutions to get through it. Ultimately, because I think your purpose comes from your pain, that thing that was so negative in your life that may still be haunting you today, I think is the best, because it'll allow you to help other people who are currently going through that same thing. You can only help people to the same degree that you've gone and experienced things. So if you have suffered and struggled and went through pain and grown through it, now you have an ability to give back and help others. When you take that mindset shift and say, this is the best, this negative, impossible, crappy thing is the best, then it actually becomes the best. So I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that you can follow to take that negative thing in your life and make it the best. So step number 1, what's a negative thing that's happening to you right now? Just think, what's negative? The world is full of negative things. What's one that seems crazy for you? If you had to think about it right now, the most negative thing happening in your life that you want to blame somebody else for and get all upset about, what's that one negative thing? Number 2, why is it the best? Just force yourself for 90 seconds. Think about that negative thing that's happening to you and ask yourself, why is this thing the best? Pull your brain out of a position of being hopeless and having no resources to a position of optimism and resourcefulness. And number 3, what's the resourceful action that you're now going to take? Now that you're in a positive mindset, now that you believe that this thing is actually in service for you, what are you going to do? What's the next step? How are you going to be resourceful to get over this negative issue that's in front of you, destroy it, and move on to the next thing? Now, I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I want to know what's one negative thing that you're going to say it's the best to. Let me know in the comments below.
If you want to know what the biggest obstacle is for people's brains is stress. Stress creates cortisol, adrenaline in your body, and it's really good for fight or flight. It's not really good if you need to take a test. It's not really good if you need to study. It's not really if you have to read reports and journals and learn something brand new or learn a language. Because that'll shut down parts of your brain. Wow. So those are the 10 things that I focus on every single day. That's what's going to move the needle more than anything.
If you want to know what Arianna Huffington has to say about prioritizing sleep, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
First of all, I prioritize sleep. That means saying no to things you want to do. It's not easy.